Good morning. Welcome to our family service for this morning. Nice to have everyone here and there joining us for service. It's always nice. A lot of us have grown accustomed to joining us for the Sunday's video services and being able to participate from the comfort of our homes. And hopefully other members of our family are joining us to prepare for service and to experience it together at our homes. So thank you very much for being here. I'd like to introduce you to our chairpersons for today. Joining us today, serving as our chairpersons, are Squeak and Kiki. So we've had them here before, and they are younger ones, so they don't wear their masks, but they still want to remind us all to continue to be cautious and safe for ourselves as well as others, that when we go out to wear masks and be aware of the continuing pandemic conditions. They both have their Enmanji on and they're ready for service, and just because they are some of the younger ones, it doesn't mean that they experience less in their lives. And Kiki had come to me a little while ago and asked me some questions, and I asked him if it'd be okay to share some of these with the Sangha members today, and he said yes. And it's very touched that he was sharing the experience that he had lost a friend who had drowned during a family vacation time, and so they were really good friends with both Squeak and Kiki, and made them and their classmates very sad to lose someone in their lives, and had difficulty with that. It's just a very sudden thing, and to lose someone that they're accustomed to being able to talk to and visit and share the friendship with, and all of a sudden being gone. And he was saying that at first he was sad, but he got mad too. He didn't want to do his schoolwork, and sometimes didn't want to listen to his parents and things like that. And they could talk to each other, but sometimes it was just so hard. And asking me about the Nembutsu teachings in Buddhism and whether that would help him, and I told him it would probably help to be able to center himself and to say the Nembutsu is very connecting, and to recognize the connections that we have. And so this brings us stability, and through that we can process difficult times and difficult losses. And so he was listening and nodding, and just by continuing to come to the temple and offering once again to serve as chairpersons, I think he is starting to recenter himself and see the value of the ways of the temple and the Nembutsu here. So we're very happy to have both Squeak and Kiki here, and thank you for sharing your stories and your experiences in life. Thank you. I'd like to share our service order for today. We will have the reading of the three treasures, and then the Raisanmon, the three treasures in Japanese. After this, I will take my seat upon the altar. We can chant the Sanbutsuge and the Sanbutsuge today. Nembutsu and Ekoku will complete the chanting portion of our service, and then I'll return for our Dharma message for today. Okay? And of course, we will close with thank yous and incense offering, Oshoko. So with this, let us begin with the reading of the three treasures. Please prepare. Hopefully you will have your own books and printouts so that you can participate along with us here. Three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Raisanmon. Ninjin ukegatashi imasudeni uku. Buppo kikigatashi imasudeni kiku. Konomi konjo ni mukatte dosezumba. Sarani izure no sho ni mukatte kakonomi o dosen. Daishu mono tomo ni shishin ni sambo ni kieshi tatematsuru beshi. Mizukara butsu ni kieshi tatematsuru. Masani negawakuba shujo to tomo ni. Daido o taige shite mujoi o okosan. Mizukara ho ni kieshi tatematsuru. Masani negawakuba shujo to tomo ni. Fukaku kyozo ni irite chie umi no gotoku naran. Mizukara so ni kieshi tatematsuru. Masani negawakuba shujo to tomo ni. Daishu o tori shite issai muge naran. Mujo jinjin mimyo no Howa. 100,000万号にも愛をことかたし。我今検問四十字することを得たり、願わくば如来の真実義を消し立てまつらん。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナマンダ、ナマンダ、ナマンダ、ナマンダ。三部上、三仏下。 空語外体無明欲ぬ生存用無人の非死人徳無量空君古代知恵人妙光明一層振動大戦願が差分在所可動生じ未不下段不正上位解任精進尿税三昧知恵以上創世特分不行志願一切空空一切大安慶始有分百千億万無量大小収入語者供養一切使徒諸文不尿愚道検証不逆非尿語者諸文世界不不影無種先導光明師匠遠視諸国行税精進偉人難量量が差分国土第一五種奇妙道場徴税国領内音二無闘争多党愛民道断一切実法来生新年少女伊藤が国慶楽安穏公文神妙是が心象本願の非力少々欲実法生存知恵無下上領子孫知が信行軽量心死食毒中画行精進忍辱不敬ナマナ Namanda, Namanda. Good morning once again, everyone. Today we have a haiku poem to listen to. Please listen to this poem. Dew evaporates, and all our world is dew. So dear, so fresh, so fleeting. This haiku poem is written by Kobayashi Issa. He lived from 1763 to 1828. And so his poetry reflects a difficult life that he had to lead and many unhappy moments during that lifetime. So tender moments are captured in his poetry, and this has endeared his poems to many, many people who have found and appreciate the haiku that he has shared. What I appreciate in haiku is that we inherit the value of space for quiet, like in a musical piece or an artwork, or maybe a Japanese flower arrangement. Space can provide contrast and depth and a pause for perspective. Like a moment of solitude in the Nembutsu, something happens in our lives and we feel the need to hold that moment so dearly as we stand alone in front of our home altar, our home obutsudan. Like a pause in the day, sitting with a pet at home, understanding and connection fills the moment without any needs for words. So we sit there together. All the incessant ranting of mind and ego takes a break and offers a refreshing breath of silence. And this is what the Nembutsu does. This is what a haiku poem can do for each of us. So in this poem, Issa was writing about the death of his child. He lost a child. And for a parent, the pain of the loss of a child would be unimaginable, just difficult to fathom. Maybe he was waking up to a new day, and the dew on the stems of grass as he looks at the garden catches his attention. And still, the relentless loss continues. Still, he's not able to step away from that. As in the Gobunsho, we read the white ashes at each of our Shin Buddhist funerals, and in there's mention of the dew, the morning dew, reminding us of the fragile and fleeting nature of life. He writes, all our world is dew. Nothing is reliable, and it hurts. Everything changes, and we understand the truth of impermanence, but still, nothing prepares us for the pain of such a loss. He writes, so dear, so fresh, so fleeting. Reality turns to a mirage, and we try to process the change. It's a difficult change. You can imagine Issa trying to come to understanding, acceptance of the loss of his child. So in just a few words, Issa brings us to this depth of moment. And I think many of us, most of us, have been there ourselves, is to some degree when we feel lonely or alone. Something has happened and we're in our own reflection. And maybe we are standing in front of our obutsudan. Providing that pause, we recite the Nembutsu. Namo Midotsu, Namo Midotsu, Namo Midotsu. And the Nembutsu is that place of depth, the moment. And it's a treasure that we are able to recognize and come to when we feel the need to do so. So let's read this poem one more time. Please join me. Dew evaporates, and all our world is dew. So dear, so fresh, so fleeting. No more middots, no more middots, no more middots. Namanda, 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 namanda. I think we want to thank Issa for sharing, providing this haiku poem that we can reflect upon, and maybe we can share some similarities. There are moments in each of our lives that we lose something, come to a moment where we need to stand in quiet reflection. And Squeak Kiki shared part of their story at the same type of occasion for them. So thank you again for sharing service this morning. We'd like to thank everyone who has provided flowers and fruits and to prepare for our service, all the video, different things that we need to have prepared as we come to each of these video services that we send out to each of us. So thank you for being here. We would like to now have our incense offering, and so I will prepare and light incense here, and you can set up as you normally do at your own homes, whether you are lighting incense or offering flower petals, marbles, pebbles, whatever you have. Please prepare, and we will close this service. Please join me in Gassho one last time. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Namanda, 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 Namanda.